Good afternoon everybody, and welcome to our EYFS transition meeting about what to expect when your child comes to the foundation stage. I am Miss Leslie and I am the Deputy Head of EYFS and Key Stage 1, and you will see me a lot around the department next year when your child comes to our school. So I just want to start by going over our philosophy. So what we want here at Regent is for every child to have a really bespoke experience with us. And through the presentation, I'm going to talk to you about why that is important and how that will look in your child's class. So wellbeing is at the heart of everything we do. So every child's individual needs, their development, their interests, their passions are taken into consideration. Opportunities for us are limitless. So what we do is we try not to cap any opportunities for the children so that they can learn and develop with no limitation. So every learning opportunity has clear meaning and purpose behind it. So all of the activities that are planned for the children stem around the children's individual interests and passions. Children are very creative and innovative learners. This is what we want to promote throughout the department, and we do that in a variety of ways, again, from taking the child at the heart of everything that we do. So here I wanted to include some of our inspection feedback. So from the BSO, which is the British Schools Overseas, and the KHGA, we are graded as outstanding within our EYFS department. And I've shared with you some quotes that they have said about the provision that we provide. Again, teachers provide an outstanding range of opportunities. Children make outstanding progress. Teachers are skillful in their planning and their learning activities to meet the needs of every child. Children are very positive about their learning experience, and the early years team ensures that parents are fully contributed to this as well. The big quote I wanted to focus on in the middle was again about the transition into school, that children quickly gain confidence and become more independent as they settle into this safe and welcoming environment. And that is what I want to take you through today. So our approach to teaching, again, as I have mentioned, we put every child at the centre of everything we do. So the children's interests, their passions, their learning development, all stems around them. And this is how we plan. We do follow the EYFS curriculum. However, we adapt this to an extent to make sure that every single child is catered for. All of their learning, again, is centred around their well-being and their needs, and we spend a long time at the beginning of the year making sure we know your children as much as possible. This will help us set a baseline for them when we are assessing them, so we know what they can do and where they are at in their development, and we will then take it from there. Everything is around real life experiences to ensure that learning and opportunities are purposeful, because there is no point doing something if it does not have a real clear meaning and purpose behind it. Here are just a few photos of what our classrooms look like and some of the opportunities that you will see in your child's class for next year. So the stages of writing. Now, this is probably one of the most common questions that I am asked by parents is, when will they start reading and writing? So what I've done in the presentation is I've broken it down to really explain to you how the children begin to write and begin to read, which I'll talk about later. So for writing, what we do is we follow skills ladders, and it's a skill progression. So in order for your child to really be able to even hold a pencil, the muscles in their arms must be well developed and must be strong. And there are many activities that we have to do first before your child even picks up a pencil. For example, things like climbing, things like mark making with huge tools and brushes, things like cutting, using Play-Doh, threading activities. these are all activities which will then develop and build their muscles in their arms so that then they can work on those finer motor skills with holding pens and other writing equipment. So if you have a look at number 1 there, this is where we generally start off by random marks, whether these are controlled marks or whether these are uncontrolled marks. As we move through to 2, you can see there are more shapes here. When you go to 3, you can see there are some random letters that the children might be copying and that they might know. They might know some initial sounds as well. When you move to 4, again, they are starting to put words together. And then 5, they go into sentence writing and structure. Now this, again, as I mentioned, is a whole progression, and your child will have a mark making book which you can access at any point in school. Your teacher will tell you what stages of writing your children are at and what you can do at home to support them. Initially, if your child is at stage 1 or 2, try to incorporate those things at home, things like a lot of climbing, a lot of big gross motor movements, so that they build up those muscles to be really strong, so that then they'll have a really good chance of being able to write very clearly from the beginning. Okay, so then learning to read. Again, as I said before, in order for them to read, it all has a real clear purpose behind it. So before they read, they must understand that words mean something. So if you're looking at a book, you might ask the children, what do you think this might say? And we can look at the pictures to help us decide what we think it might say. And you can involve your child in a variety of things at home, just as we do in school. So these kinds of opportunities are lots of story times, some matching games as well, so that children can start to visualize what things look like. Activities we do in the book corners, we do lots of stories, role playing, retelling of events as well. We take the children to the library every week. The children can choose their own books independently, and they take these home every week. Story sacks as well, with props and role play and very active opportunities to help develop their reading skills further. As the children are ready, so maybe term 2 of FS1 and all the way through FS2, children will engage in guided reading sessions. Now this is only when the children are ready, and what we do is we start off with picture books. Again, first of all, it's all about your discussion and talking about what is happening in the story before they can start to decode letters and words. High frequency words and tricky words. Once the children reach FS2, you will then help with these at home, and your teacher will send these out to you as and when your child is ready. We will have a curriculum evening as well in September with your teacher, so that they can explain all of this to you, so you know what to expect throughout the year. Okay, so children's math skills. So again, this is a very clear skills process that we follow. So in order for your child to have that real deep understanding of mathematical concepts, they must start by doing things practically. In every classroom, we have practical opportunities, things like role play for shops, garden centres, whatever the children's interest might be, we include that in the environment so that they can start using that language. We even have a Starbucks cafe in some of our classrooms at the moment, because our children often go to Starbucks at the weekend. But again, this all helps them to develop that language so that they can begin to understand those concepts. So once the children understand these practically, they can then start to record them, which you will know as number sums or sentences. We introduce these again through a range of problem-solving activities alongside enhancing the environment. And if you have a look at the picture there, you can see just some of the natural materials we use. Maths can be accessed through anything in the environment. Children can count anything, they can add numbers to anything. We do lots of fun activities on a daily basis as well with the teacher. They have number of the day, they have number of the week. We give children opportunities to count how many children are in the class, and we do some problem solving there if anybody is absent as well. So maths comes through everything that we do on a daily basis and can be applied to many areas of our classrooms. So our outdoor provision, we have a big focus on environment and sustainability. Children all have access to an outdoor area, and we call this free flow. So throughout the day, children will have the open door where they are able to access the activities and the provision that we provide outside. Again, one of the adults is always there with them, and we set up a variety of opportunities for children to do these independently. Through our signature program, our Forest School program, children learn a lot about sustainability and how to look after and preserve the environment. We do a lot of planting and growing as much as possible, and we have a big focus on recycling as well. The children often recycle in their classrooms, and they also have opportunities to learn about this outside as well. Again, a lot of large-scale learning opportunities happen outside, as you can see at the top there. Very large-scale painting. Again, this all links back again to the early writing development, where we build up those muscles in their arms to make sure that they are ready for when we start writing more formally. Okay, so each week your child will have opportunities to engage in specialist lessons. So every week the children will have 2 PE lessons. If your child is in FS1, these will be 2 lessons which will take place in one of our multi-purpose halls. Here they will engage in more physical development, they will take part in a lot of games. It is very fun activities and the children really enjoy going. They also will have 2 music sessions per week with our specialist music teacher, and they will focus on real music concepts, things like learning the pitch, the tone, how to actually play instruments as well. So this year in FS2 the children have been learning to play the piano and the xylophone. Again, we have opportunities for parents to come in to really see how their development has grown throughout the year, especially within the music department when we put on performances each term. The children also have an Arabic session per week, which is again with our specialist Arabic teacher, and this is again done in a really fun and engaging way. We teach Arabic through a lot of practical songs and games for the children then to be able to use it in the provision around their classroom. So some housekeeping now of things you will need to prepare before your child comes to school. So they will need their school uniform. Our uniform shop is on site that you can access on a daily basis, and all the timings are there as well outside the door for you. So on a normal day, your child will have their blue uniform. On a PE day, if they are taking part in their physical activity, they will have a separate uniform, which is again available at a uniform shop. Please do bring spare clothes with your child every day, which are labelled with their name. Quite often, if the children are playing outside or your child is new to starting FS1, a lot of children can have little accidents that happen on a daily basis. So it's really important to have your spare clothes with you. Again, they need a bag, which again, it's all about independence with our children. So right from FS1, we are teaching them to be independent by carrying their own bag, by opening their own snack box, putting away their own things. So it's really important they have a bag they can hold themselves and carry on their back. A snack box with a really healthy snack in every day, again a box which they can open independently, and a water bottle which they can open independently as well. Please label all of these with your child's name because things can get lost very easily. A swimming kit as well, so FS1 will not swim straight away, but FS2 will start swimming from September, and that will be one of your PE sessions that will happen. So if you can gather their PE kit and their swimming kit ready for September, FS1 you will not need this straight away. Okay, so the scheduling for the beginning of the year. I know a few parents had asked about this as well in the questions. So what will happen over the first 2 days is you will have a meeting with your teacher. Now this will be a one-to-one meeting with you guys and your child with the teacher to share important information about your child. Any dietary requirements they might have, any interests they have, any questions you might have or they might have about starting school. This is the opportunity where you can ask your teacher anything. The teacher will also ask you to fill out an important information form, which will have contact details on if an emergency happened, and again, any information that we think we need about your child will be included on that form, which you will be asked to fill in then. Then what will happen is your child will take part in half-day sessions. So these are 2.5 hour sessions to just gradually help the children settle into school. So if your child is coming to FS1, this will be from Wednesday the 30th of August until Wednesday the 6th of September. And this means that the children will then start full-time school on Thursday the 7th of September. All of this will be sent out to you over the summer. Then for FS2, we will have half-day sessions on Wednesday, the 30th of August, and Thursday, the 31st of August, so that the children will start full-time school on Friday, the 1st of September. Now, school timings start at 7:30. The gate opens at 7:15 until 7:45. Please make sure your children are in school before 7:45 when they are full-time. The half-day sessions run at different timings throughout the day, and we will send those timings out to you. So everything will be sent to you over the summer. Okay, so what to expect next? So during the summer holidays, you will receive a starting school booklet, which will have all of the information that we have talked about today and all of the housekeeping things that you will need to gather. These will have also important contact information if you need to reach out to us at any point. The schedule for the start of the school year will be sent to you. So as I explained then with the half-day sessions, you will get all of this information in that pack as well. You will also receive a letter to your child from their teacher telling them how excited they are to meet your child and how they are looking forward to the start in school. You will also get your parent-teacher appointment time and your half-day session times as well. So all of this will be included and sent to you over the summer. Okay, so what I've done now is I've included some of your questions that I thought might not necessarily have been specifically covered during the presentation. Okay, so the first question I had was, what can parents do at home to support the learning from school? So as I explained with some of the reading and writing support, it is just opportunities to get them excited more than anything. The most important thing we want for your child coming to school is for them to be happy and excited about being here. The rest, all of the academics, we will support you throughout the year in what you can do to support us in teaching them different skills. But right from the beginning, all we need to make sure is that the children are ready. They're excited and they can't wait to start school. Okay, the next question, would the FS1 children move up to FS2 with their friends, or would there be a shuffle? So what we tend to do with FS1 moving to FS2 is we try to keep the classes together as much as possible. If there are any specific requests from parents, then we deal with these on an individual basis. But if you are happy for your child to stay in the same class in FS1, move into FS2, that is what we tend to try to do. They will have a new teacher, but they will stay with the majority of their friends. Okay, the next question was, what does the curriculum aim for the child to accomplish by the end of the year? So as I explained, we follow the EYFS curriculum, which is the British curriculum. And at the end of the EYFS stage, there are early learning goals, which the children are expected to have met. And if you have a look at our inspection report, that is also highlighted that a large majority of our children exceed these early learning goals and standards from the UK as well. Again, when you come to school in September and you have your curriculum meeting with your teacher, they will talk you through in a bit more depth what the curriculum looks like and what the early learning goals look like. These are not expected to be met until the end of FS2. So from FS1 through to FS2, the curriculum is a real progression and it's divided into different age groups, which again, we will talk to you more about at the time. So the next question, can you share details of any special provisions made for children with food and skin allergies, specifically regarding meal times and any activities involving food? Okay, so as I explained with the parent-teacher meeting you will have initially, you will then share this information with the teacher right there. So what we will do is we will ask any medical information from you about your child and any allergies they might have. This will then be passed on to our medical department at school, and a formal record is kept with our school nurse. So there are multiple people involved in making sure that your child is kept safe if they have any allergies. If we have any activities involving food, for example, we do have children who are gluten-free and things like this, we request from the parents that they have their own individual gluten-free snack, or if we're having a celebration, we make sure that is also included. So anything that we are ever doing, we will make sure we inform you so that you are prepared and you can send something separate in for your child, and we will make sure that the children do not have access to anything else. Okay, the next one, please can you share details of the after school clubs available for FS1 children? Okay, so from school and the after school provision, we do have our GINS nursery, which provides aftercare after school hours. So if you are interested in signing up for those activities, you can speak with the nursery manager directly and she will be able to give you all of that information for the aftercare hours and provision. Okay, so that was the end of our question and answers. I hope I have answered everything else for you. If you do ever feel like you need to discuss anything in particular or further about your child, please do reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to any of you about what to expect in September. We hope you have a lovely summer and we can't wait to meet you again. Bye.